This cold dude with his red coat fluttering in the sand is Vash the Stampede, aka the Devil's Messenger, the man who reduces cities to ashes. He has a bounty of $60 billion double dollars, which, if you ask me, is quite a damn lot. Emergency, emergency. A dangerous criminal named Gasback is robbing a bank. Gasback ties up all the employees and gives a speech about how huge face-to-face robberies are his thing, and that he does not enjoy some sneaky robberies as he considers those tactics to be cheap. He opens a vault, revealing a long hallway. Did the bank take lessons from the Home Alone kid for this hallway full of booby traps and all? Meanwhile, one of the employees consoles their boss, saying it's better if Gasback robs them. If it had been the humanoid typhoon Vash the Stampede, the damage would have been far worse. As Gasback is saying his farewell, one of his own men shoots at him. Turns out he's fed up with his need for big targets, as Gasback always puts them at more risk. As one of the robbers is about to shoot at Gasback, a coin collides with a bullet, giving Gasback a chance to grab the shooter and punch his face off. As Gasback is about to shoot the shooter, a spike-haired man lies near his feet and cries over his donut stepped on by Gasback. As Gasback is struggling with a spiked-haired boy, other robbers find their way out. Gasback realizes that it's Vash, and he warns Vash not to meddle in other people's business. Then he activates rockets planted outside the bank, blasting everything in sight. Next morning, the news blamed Vash for the robbery, shocking Vash. This incident led his $60 billion double dollar bounty to rise to a whopping $300 billion double dollars. 20 years later, Millie and Meryl, who are co-workers in Bernardelli Insurance Society, are traveling towards Makkah City to meet a man named Mr. Kepler. Mr. Kepler reorganized Makkah City after Gasback damaged it, and he even built his own bronze statue. As they enter the city, they're approached by roach-brained men who don't understand the meaning of no. So Millie responds by dropping a machine gun on his foot. Serves him right. Right then, the girls are greeted by a butler who informs them why all bounty hunters are gathering in the city. Apparently, Gasback is planning to attack the city, hence the hunters are to be used as guards. Just then, Meryl realizes why the headquarters of Bernardelli Insurance Society sent them there to confirm their insurance contract there. The bronze statue built by Mr. Kepler has an insurance payment of $5 billion double dollars. Meanwhile, the escaped robbers are seen in some ship market where they bump into a redhead. When they try to play forcefully with her, she kicks their ass, which is all witnessed in awe by Vash. When they surround her from all sides, Vash interrupts them and attacks the robber from below and ties them up in a cloth. The ship has a no-shooting rule, so the robbers are thrown out by the people. Back in Makkah City, the two girls in the Kepler mansion witness a tight security system, which in my opinion is an absurd moment, where presenting a gift would get them surrounded by armed force. While negotiating the review of the insurance contract, Kepler insists on keeping the current contract. As of the situation, if Gasback decides to enter the city, the whole statue would collapse. Hence, the girls decide to protect it at all cost. The ship reaches Makkah City. As everyone is getting off, Vash tries to flirt with her but receives a punch in the face. The simple touch on Vash's skin flares an allergic reaction through her skin. Apparently, she is allergic to idiot men. Taking this opportunity, Vash touches her skin, trying to ask her name, but she chases him down the road. Meryl catches a glimpse of the redhead, and she wishes it to be an illusion for some reason. Meanwhile, Kepler is having flashbacks to the bank robbery. Apparently, the robber who shot Gasback is actually Kepler. Now that he's reached such success, Gasback is taking revenge on all of them, one by one. Elsewhere in a coffee shop, we see Gasback getting attacked by the police, but Gasback is protected by his bodyguard, Nicholas D. Wolfwood, and his big cross. He transforms his cross into an oversized gun and shoots everyone escaping with Gasback. Nicholas was found by Gasback in a desert, desperate to drink water from a vending machine, which does not take cash. Nicholas is grateful to Gasback for saving his life. However, he only plans to be Gasback's bodyguard and not an accomplice in robberies. That night, we see the redhead leaving her hotel, but she's followed by Vash. Okay, creep alert. Vash calls the redhead by the name Amelia, to her surprise. Amelia and Vash enter a restaurant where they meet Millie and Meryl, a coincidence which does not flatter Amelia or Meryl. Meryl becomes even more worried by the sight of Vash being there, as it will attract more trouble, and asks him to leave the city. Apparently, the girls follow Vash around as he gets into trouble everywhere he goes. Expecting a fun little reaction, Vash shouts his name as Meryl tries to drag him out, but instead, he gets a huge laugh as no one believes him. That actually goes to show how big of a name Vash is. Elsewhere, Gasback is camping out, ready to steal the statue as he needs Kepler to pay back for his eye. He plans to bring down his opponents when they are at their highest. Back at the restaurant, the group is fully drunk and discussing Gasback. The girls are then harassed by the idiots from the ship and a huge fight breaks out. Thankfully, Vash and the girls get out. Vash carries Amelia on his back and she talks about how Gasback is the cause of so much suffering. Vash asks her if Gasback took something precious from her, like her first kiss, which gets him strangled by her. Suddenly in the flashback, we see Amelia's mother carrying a case whose objects are supposed to be a secret. After some time, her mother is shown on her deathbed trying to tell her the secret of the case. Unfortunately, that never happens. That night, when everyone is asleep, Gasback attacks Mekio's factory. The first defense mechanism robots fail utterly to stop him. On the other side, Kepler asks to shelter him, which he agrees to. The next morning, the insurance ladies are very happy Gasback did not attack the city. Just then, Gasback attacks the city. He breaks down the city doors. Every thug in the town comes forward to capture Gasback. The insurance ladies rush towards the statue to protect it. Back at the Kepler mansion, all three robbers are in panic. Gasback is destroying everyone and every building in his way when Vash is playing his little tricks to save people. As Vash is trying to stop Gasback from entering the mansion, Nicholas interferes and they have an intense gunfight. Just as Nicholas has a gun to Vash's head, Gasback enters the mansion, completing his contract. Inside, as Gasback makes his way towards them, Kepler shoots the other two, blaming everything on them. That prick. He asks for his life in return for the act of him punishing the robbers. Gasback does not buy any of his shit and punches Kepler in the face. As he is about to shoot Kepler, Vash and Amelia enter, trying to stop him. Amelia is about to pull her trigger. Vash suddenly puts his finger inside her gun and stops her. Taking this chaos as a chance, Kepler escapes on his flying vase. I wish I had one. While Amelia and Vash are arguing, Gasback spits out how Vash saved him 20 years ago and asks if he's trying to do the same today. After saying so, Gasback jumps off a balcony. Amelia gets furious at Vash for saving Gasback and reveals that her mother would not have suffered if Gasback would have died 20 years ago. Listening to all this, Nicholas calls Vash a pain in the neck and calls out his bad luck. Meanwhile, Gasback finds Kepler and tells him that taking his life won't be enough to pay for his doings and that he will take everything Kepler owns. Saying so, Gasback blows the entire plant that powers the city. The huge bulb-like structure there rolls towards the statue, breaking it into pieces. The bulb rolls out of the city and into the cargo craft brought by him. Apparently, it was not the statue he wanted, but the plant that powers the whole city. Amelia follows Gasback. After her, every thug Vash and Nicholas follow. An intense chase occurs with every action movie car flip possible. Michael Bay would have been proud. Amelia, however, survives all this and reaches Gasback, about to shoot him, but she gets stopped by Vash. As Vash and Amelia go back and forth, the gunmen on the side of the cargo craft shoot Vash. Vash falls into quicksand. Then Nicholas instantly ties a rope around him and jumps in to save Vash, but only succeeds in pulling out Vash's glasses. At sunset, Amelia and Nicholas are mourning Vash's death while feeling guilty. They both return to the city and inform the insurance girls about his death, shocking them. The city has turned into a chaotic house as there's no electricity or water because of Gasback. Amelia hears all the chaos of the city and remembers back on how Vash was trying to stop her from hitting the plant while trying to shoot Gasback. Thinking she's not different from Gasback for not seeing the troubles of the people before she loses her belief in herself. Meanwhile, the insurance girls set out to inform the headquarters about Vash's death. Back in Makkah City, Amelia asks Nicholas if he would work for her as a bodyguard to kill Gasback. He agrees. Amelia and Nicholas fight their way through all the bullets. When they get bombarded with bullets, Nicholas blasts away through a rock that leads Amelia to the cargo ship. Amelia meets Gasback there. She tricks him and takes the cargo ship with a plant back. More like she attempts to. One of Gasback's men makes her surrender. Just when Gasback is about to shoot her, Nicholas makes his sweet entry. Gasback aims at Nicholas and boom, a shot is fired, but the injured person is Gasback's man. As we turn, we see the dead come back to life. Vash's entry shocks everyone. Vash scolds Nicholas for doing a sloppy job, and Nicholas scolds him for being alive. Apparently, the bullet shot at Vash did not pierce through his hard smoked meat. Poor animal became a bullet stopper as well as food. Also, Vash caught a hold of the camel insurance girls were traveling through. After patiently listening to all this, Gasback offers a one-on-one, or as my pretentious friends like to say, mano y mano. Vash agrees and forbids anyone else from interfering. Vash and Gasback start a Texas-style showdown. Vash successfully shoots at Gasback's legs and hand. Even though injured, Gasback uses his special wind shooter, only to miss and get blasted by Vash. After all this, Amelia realizes Vash is much stronger than Gasback, and the legend behind him was not due to the devil's luck. Vash apologizes to Amelia for her mother's death. But then Gasback flares his weapons again, trying to kill them with his lightning shot, only to be stopped by Amelia's hands. Apparently, she's wearing the gloves Gasback made and gave to her mother 20 years ago. She reveals to him that she is his daughter. She moves forward to shoot Gasback when she realizes that that's not what her mother wanted. On the other side, Kepler makes his entry with some weird contraption to kill Gasback, which Vash leaves in Nicholas's hands and leaves. As Kepler is about to shoot, Nicholas shoots a bullet through the contraption. Back in Makkah City, after all the chaos, we see everything getting restored because Amelia donated all the bounty money to them. While leaving, the insurance girls seem cheerful as they don't have to pay for the statue as a criminal made a contract under a false name. While being transported, Gasback remembers back to his wife accepting the gloves and promising to meet again. Nicholas asks Vash whether he knew Amelia was 19 and that if he had not saved Gasback 20 years ago, she would not have been born in the first place. Apparently, Vash does not always get a bad roll in the dice. While they walk, a paper gets blown to Vash's face with an article about some criminal escaping jail. This makes Vash change his destination for some reason.
Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.